our democracy is extremely important. And even in times of strife in this country, we have to do our duty. So the CDC and folks have said it's safe out there for Tuesday. So I don't know what Senator Sanders was talking about, but I'll tell you, Governor DeWine said it was safe in Ohio. So I encourage people to get out there and vote on Tuesday.
Sorry, I couldn't get a better video of that, but CNN hasn't put it up on their website, understandably, because Simone Sanders there of the Biden campaign was peddling misinformation about the coronavirus. She's assuring people that it's safe to vote, and it's obviously dangerous. And it wasn't just a slip of the tongue, because it's coming from other people in Biden's orbit as well. Shannon Watts of Everytown, which is the gun control advocacy organization Bloomberg founded, and they've endorsed Biden, responded to Brianna Gray's concern, Brianna's on the Bernie team, about these statements by doubling down, even though what Brianna said was right, and Brianna gave her an out. But Shannon still said election chiefs in Florida, Arizona, Illinois, and Ohio stressed that voting remains safe. Except that Ohio just postponed their elections, thankfully. And when Brianna was having this exchange with her, the guidelines were no more than 50 people in the room to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Now those guidelines have become even stricter as the primary elections continue in the other 3 states. The latest recommendation announced Monday by the federal government to promote social distancing and limit the transmission of coronavirus: no more than 10 people in one place. Pretty sure polling locations are going to have more than 10 people. It's crazy. It's insanely reckless by the Biden campaign. And Biden had tweeted something similar in terms of messaging a few days ago, and I thought it was badly worded, but now I'm starting to think that this is a part of a broader, more insidious strategy. He tweeted pushing people to vote if they're, quote, feeling healthy, not showing symptoms, and not at risk of being exposed to COVID-19. What? Everyone is at risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Everyone. And the reason we're socially distancing is because asymptomatic people, younger people who are carrying the virus, could be spreading it to older people and killing them. And it's not like this isn't affecting young people and their mortality too. There are really scary reports of younger people getting it and, being in very dire situations and hospitalized. And part of the reason that I think this growth strategy is going forward is that Biden did surge and does have a significant delegate lead, but a recent Reuters Ipsos poll shows that Bernie is not too far behind him nationally. And the Biden campaign must have some really strong internal numbers when it comes to specifically Florida, Arizona, and Illinois. But my point is, one, it's not like Florida and Arizona have any old people that could be at risk here, right, by going to the polls. But two, that I just don't have any, I don't know if any of those polling numbers are going to hold because this is so unprecedented, yet they're still charging forward. So they must think that the anti-science people, the people who are less inclined to sway their votes based on facts and are looking more at this vague notion of electability pushed by the establishment, they must think that they're more likely to go to the polls, as opposed to the millennial crowd who's been looking at how serious this is and may not go to the polls. But that means older voters are going into settings against federal government regulations, against CDC regulations, all to vote for Joe Biden. Everyone should be pushing for these elections to be postponed. Georgia, other states, thankfully Ohio, they called it off just, hours before polling was supposed to start, before votes were supposed to start. All of these states should be pushing their elections back. And look, I'm not even looking at this politically. It's just dangerous. But the Biden campaign is looking at it politically. They don't want to slow his momentum. And so they're encouraging voters to put themselves in harm's way and to put other people in harm's way, all to just not stop this Biden train. It's gross.